Hello growers, how are we doing today? Do we all have spring fever? Because I certainly do, and we have the next week forecasted to almost 60 degrees here at High Vibe Electric Gardens. And I tell you what, I am so excited, but I know that I can't get ahead of myself and I can't plant the things that I really want to, that I think they'll be fine. Don't do it. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about grass and thatch and dried up stuff that you have every spring, whether you let your grass grow or not, and what you can do with it and how good it is for your garden. Okay, let us get into it. We have a rather large yard. It is not as large as other yards out there, and it is much larger than other yards as it is. So, we have a lot of yard to deal with here. We're on 1/4 of an acre, and a lot of it is a lot of overgrown grass. We do this on purpose. We do this on purpose because once this overgrown grass overwinters and dies and gets matted down, we use it. We use it, we rake it, we thatch it. That's what it's called, thatching, when you get up all that dead grass from the previous year and you get all the aeration done, if you will. That is one benefit to thatching. You get the aeration needed to get anything that you want growing again. So it's pretty awesome. So in case you're not sure what the hell I'm talking about, like what the fuck, what is thatch? What is that? Let me show you. And let me show you how much we got. And let me show you the amazing possibilities that you can put it to use in your garden. Okay, so here we are in the big yard garden. This is just one half of it. We have even more over there and even more over here. This, however, is where I wanted to show you, because it really does have the best thatch. Like I said, we do not cut our grass very often. And we do this because we have all of this stuff left over. Look at all that long, beautiful grass. This is going to help us. This is going to help us with nutrients. This is going to help us with cold weather. Crops being started in the spring, giving them a layer of warmth and of heat. We put it all over the place. It helps with permaculture, with keeping the ground moist and everything like that. So over here, we've started to thatch. And just let me show you how much this stuff really starts to build up. It really does. So over here, we've done a little thatching by the sheds. And it takes a minute. It really does. It's a lot of work, but hey, nobody said gardening and farming was easy or everybody would do it. So this we have thatched over here. You can kind of see how our rake marks are, and you can see the ground a lot more over here also. Over here, you can see the separation of the two. So all this still needs to be thatched, but check this out, you guys. Let's pan over here, and boom. Look at this thatch pile already. This is just a small amount of yard that has been raked, and we already have a pile that will go very, very, very far. Love it. So if you're wondering, and maybe you're, don't want to spend all the money that you need to on your yard because it's gardening season and everything costs money nowadays, right? Everything costs money nowadays. And a lot more money at that. Felt like sitting down now. But we are frugal farmers over here. We are frugal gardeners, and everything takes a hit. There's so much stuff to pay for and so much stuff to be gotten when it comes to farm work and yard work. Why not have, look at this big guy. Hi. Organic gardening here. We use what we have. We do natural gardening in regards to using the natural elements around us to help us with the things that we need in the garden for support, like for instance trellising and, you know, building structures and things like that. We have tons and tons and tons of trees, not only in our yard but around us, that are felled, that we can gather and use these things for. You know, you can also grow things if you're in an area that can do so, to use some of these things for. So just think about what it is that you can do that you already have, that you don't have to spend any more money on than you have to, because everything is an expensive hobby, and gardening is not an exception to that rule. Because that's just the way of life anymore, isn't it?
Here at the Electrical Gardens, we thatch. So we let our grass grow to a certain length, and then we cut it back, offer repurposing and nutrients. Now this isn't really even grass, it's all ground cover. It's all different kinds of wheats, rye, buckwheat, different kinds of clovers, lentils, mustards, all different kinds of wildflowers, and it all gets worked. So I call this chop and drop. This is our chop and drop.
So, my ending thoughts, my closing thoughts, if you will, as you're watching this till the end, I appreciate you. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit the bell so you can catch the next video. Is thatch your yard. Thatch your yard and make sure that you're giving it the aeration that it needs, for one, because that's a great benefit that it gives. Give the nutrients that is within that thatch, within that dried grass that overwintered. Any nutrients in there will seep down into your soil, and it will make your flower beds or your raised beds better. It will help if you do permaculture. Permaculture is a form of growing, and you create your beds so that they are water soluble, basically. Like, you want to make sure that your water stays in there. You're not spending a fortune on watering all of your plants and all of your garden and all of your veggies. So this is a great way to help with a layer of permaculture to keep that locked in, to keep that moisture locked in, so that you don't have to spend a fortune on watering. So that is an awesome, awesome, awesome benefit. And the other benefit, again, is making sure that if you start early, if you're in a colder climate, we are in 5B, we're in northern Michigan, so we have to really be careful about when we start things, especially outside. We do a lot of seed starts inside. They take up a lot of room in the spring. But that's okay, because they're going to get out here. But there are also some that are better off starting and sowing directly outdoors. So you really do need to pay attention and be careful with your frost dates and what will be okay over frosting and what won't be okay. And a lot of things won't be okay. But when you get that seed in the ground in April, May, or June, whenever it is for wherever you're at, then you can use that layer of thatch, that layer of dried grass, straw, whatever you want to call it, so that, I don't think it's straw, I know there's a term for it. We call it thatch. I call it thatch here. But that is a layer that can protect that from the cold and possible frost that you will have coming up before it gets too warm in the summer. So many benefits to use it for. And if I'm not pointing and touching on all of them, please feel free to leave me a comment and let me know another use that you could use it for. You will enlighten me. We're all here to learn, and I always keep my mind and heart open for more learning and more figuring out what to do in the yard, and definitely cost-effective things. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today as we discover thatch and what it can do for you in your garden. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy and grow big.